Hi, things have been a bit quiet with Just Kai recently, so I thought it was about time that I sent a bit of an update about what we've been up to. Um, I'm Heather. I'm the founder of Just Kai, and I'm the main researcher for Just Kai. And over the month of July, we've been doing a big research project on looking at nuts and coconut and a little bit on rice, looking for options that are free of slave labour and child labour, and also looking for those brands that do a bit extra in terms of making sure that people who work for them are treated well. Brands that are doing things like um, making sure they have long-term contracts with their suppliers so that they have a stable income, um, and one's making sure there's good health and safety for the workers on the farms, those sorts of things. And it's been encouraging. I've not looked at those areas before, and we've found a bunch of good brands. But the brand I was really surprised by was actually Nutella. So lots of us like Nutella chocolate hazelnut spread, and I've just assumed, I think, because they're a big company, that they aren't doing well. But they've actually been making really interesting and good efforts. Um, the main ingredients that they use that are a bit concerning from a human rights point of view is the cocoa for the chocolate. And for that, they've been using Rainforest Alliance cocoa and Fairtrade cocoa, and also Fairtrade USA cocoa, which are all decent certifications that check that there's no kids on the farms. And then for sugar, they're using Bon Sucro certification for their cane sugar, which again is great. So we're really confident that their cocoa and their sugar are slave free. For palm oil, which they use, we always hear about orangutans with palm oil and the animal rights and the environment destruction that happens with palm oil. And those things are true and those things are really bad. But we don't hear so much that forced labour is also really common on palm oil plantations. And when it comes to Nutella, they are using the RSPO certified palm oil, which says that there's no forced labour and no child labour on the farms, but other people say that it's not that reliable. But I wouldn't say that they're slave free and child labour free on the palm oil, but they're trying. They made a bunch of efforts, which I was interested in. But the thing that I was really interested in was their hazelnuts. And obviously Nutella, it's nuts, it's made with hazelnuts. And most of the world's hazelnuts come from Turkey, and most of the hazelnuts imported into New Zealand come from Turkey, although we do grow hazelnuts in Marlborough as well. But the hazelnuts in Nutella, they come from Turkey, and in Turkey there's this huge issue where hazelnuts are picked by migrant workers that travel from different parts of Turkey to pick the nuts and then travel from farm to farm picking the nuts. And obviously it's really hard to keep your kids in school when you're moving around like that. And so most of those kids aren't in school anyway. And then because they don't earn a lot of the families get their kids to work to help with the family income. So child labour is an immense issue in the hazelnut industry. Um, and I was really interested in what Nutella is doing. I would not say that they are free of child labour, and they would not say they're free of child labour, but they've done a lot of work in this area, and I was really impressed. They've traced the supply chain of just over a third of their hazelnuts from Turkey, so they know exactly which farms a third of them are coming from, which might not sound like much, but it's actually a really big effort when they're buying tons and tons and tons of little nuts to know where those nuts are coming from. They've also been working with the International Labour Organization and also a local charity in Turkey to try and reduce the incidence of child labour. And they've been doing that since 2013. And they've also, like I said, education is a real issue for these migrant kids in Turkey. And they've been working with this organisation called Kalbisco, which is a local charity in Turkey, to provide education to the kids of hazelnut workers. And there's about 5,000 kids in Turkey who are receiving education through this program, through Nutella, through Ferrero, which I thought was actually pretty cool. And one thing I really like about what they're doing is that sometimes when a company sees that there are major human rights issues in a place, like they see that child labour is a huge issue in the cocoa industry in the Ivory Coast, or that there's massive issues with human rights in the banana industry in Ecuador, and this one with human rights with child labour in Turkey for hazelnuts. Sometimes companies like, cool, I'll just go somewhere else. I'll buy my bananas from Samoa, I'll buy my cocoa from Indonesia, I'll buy my hazelnuts from America. And that's really good for making sure that you're kind of not supporting these abuses. But what about the people in Ivory Coast or Ecuador or Turkey? If you take your business away, they're actually worse off, not better off. And so I really like that Ferrero has decided to keep on buying hazelnuts from Turkey. They haven't gone anywhere else. Well, they haven't gone somewhere else as well. They get some from other countries, but they haven't left Turkey. But they also haven't said, oh, well, what can you do? We'll just buy them from Turkey and we'll have kids in our supply chain. They're working really hard to change that. And hopefully in the future, we'll be able to say that Nutella and Kinder Surprise and Ferrero Rocher chocolates and all that are 100% child labour free, because I've been really encouraged to see the efforts that Ferrero is making to move in that direction. Cheers.